Welcome to Uyyarvu session, and today we have
Zaid.
and we're going to talk about men's mental health in today's episode.
Awesome. I'm excited.
So my first question is, do you think men experience mental health differently compared to women?
Differently? Man. I think you're putting me right on the spot. It's a lot. Nah. I guess so, yeah. In a way, there is some like differences. But at the end of the day, I feel like the root cause is very similar. Like it stems from the same societal norms that we often have. So if I could, if we get into it, I think both men and women can kind of like come together and address those issues. That is possible. Like that conversation can always happen.
Yeah.
But the way it looks in society and the way people feel and process stuff, yeah, very different.
That's true.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and sorry, to add on, support
Whoops.
systems. Yeah, men have different support systems than women. So when they actually go through a mental crisis, I think it's different. Yeah.
That actually, I do have a question about that after. So who do you turn to for support during difficult times, and has that changed?
Who do I turn to? Most of the times, if it's like superficial and I'm not too bummed about it, I think I just call up my closest friends, like my boys. They're actually here in this room right now, and I would just like kind of dump it on them. I guess trauma dumping. It's a thing that I've gotten very familiar and used to, and they kind of do it in return too. So that's our safe bubble.
Mutual, yeah.
But there are moments when you don't really want to share, and I think that's when a lot of men keep it internally. As like a teenager and like as a young adult. Now I'm 26, so young adult was actually a portion of my life that is in the past now. I'm no longer part of it.
It's okay, you're young in like our minds.
Yeah. Physically 21, not kidding. I would say, what was the question again?
Like, who do you turn to, and has that changed over the years?
Yes, so I feel like I should be turning a lot to my family or like immediate loved ones, like, you know, to actually deal with stuff sometimes. But yeah, I think I'm avoiding that, and because of it, I've kind of like, I don't know, I wish I had more options, but I think that at the back of my mind, at the bottom of my heart, it should be a therapist.
You should.
It should be a therapist.
Join me in my master's.
Yeah.
So was mental health discussed in your family when you were growing up?
Oh my God, this could be like its own episode.
We got time.
Yeah. Like if I can go back like 4 or 5 years when my mental health, especially during COVID, when it was very, very bad, I had a crisis. I think that's the best way to say it, and I should say it out loud. I had a crisis, and it wasn't. I didn't have like the best options to turn to, so I went through a rough patch there. But when I eventually ended up telling my family about it, after all the emotions and the journey I had, I thought it would be received well. But I still remember this, and it's like tattooed onto my brain in memories. And it's just a couple of my aunts, they're like, what do you mean by depression? What is mental health? And I don't really want to say their profession, but they were in the medical field.
Oh.
So I was like taken so back by the fact that they didn't believe that this was a thing, and the common joke that was said in like, you know, like family get-togethers to like play it down, it was, and when I was a kid, this wasn't even in my like dictionary.
Haven't we heard that line before?
Yeah. So yeah, just coming from that, I'm like, whew, like it's a lot, and I think that really opened up my eyes to see how my family, like my core family members, how they deal with mental health, and it's absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And I feel like you answered my next question, which is like, can you share a moment, which you just did.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about the stigma, because I feel like that did play a role in like how your family like reacted to it. So what role does stigma play in men like speaking about it and about their like mental health needs?
Oof. Stigma. Stigma. It's a
big word.
It's a big word. I feel like I understand like the reason behind stigma. I also get it, and I think a lot of us try not to define that or like understand that, and then we just jump into kind of like trashing our society or our community that we come from, which is the South Asian community. Their life experiences were very much different, especially as like immigrants to this country. So I get why mental health or like emotions were put in the back seat. I get that perspective. I also just wish, at the same time, I wish they knew if they kind of like advocated for mental health and tried approaching mental health and fixing it or like speaking to someone about it, the amount of power that would unleash for themselves and how far they can actually go. And that avenue has always been brushed down by like our parents' generation, even our grandparents' generation. And I think their defense mechanism is like religion, faith. If you just pray enough, or if you pray harder, if you pray more, or if you spend more time at like the mosque, temple, church, that's it. Everything's gonna be fine.
I actually remember that. My parents actually pulled that line on me too.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Yeah. I guess that's a common line.
Yeah.
And let's see. You like answered my next question, so I'm like, let's jump a few ahead of the game. How do ideas around masculinity shape the way you talk or deal about mental health, with mental health?
So
so
hear
like,
that question one more time.
So ideas around masculinity shape the way you talk or deal with mental health.
Ideas around mental health shape the way on like what it means to be a man, essentially, right?
Yeah, like I feel like stigma did play a role into like the definition of masculinity and everything, and like our societal norms. So
I think in a way, society doesn't want men to. This is what I feel. I feel like a lot of like my generation, like I'm Gen Z, I'm like older Gen Z. If a lot of people think I'm millennial or some other shit, I'm not. 1999 is part of Gen Z, okay?
Okay.
I think people want us to tap into our emotions and like be a bit more vulnerable or open and talk about it as much and wherever, like with your friends, relationships, workplace even. But when we do tap into that and when we are vocal about what we're going through, it is passed away as like, oh, that's kind of sissy, or it's kind of lame. It's not. It's like if I can use like a big term, it would be like that's small dick energy, you know. There is this construct on like what it means to be a man, which is always tough and have your shit together and be a leader, and in a way it's sexist too, because like when men tap into their emotional side and suppose they have a girlfriend and they are leading or they are their support system, and society sees that, they also label it as like, oh, that's less of a man, or that man is leeching out of that woman. So there's all these like things that we see, we hear, and we know it's not like it's lame to think like that, but we eventually accept that is the way to go, and that bothers me, because like at first you wanted us to be emotional and be vocal about what we're going through, but at the same time there's like labels and it's not well accepted, and I think the core thing behind that is literally sexism. It is still stereotypes.
For sure, that was a solid answer. So what advice would you give to other men that feel pressured to hide their emotions?
See, I there was a time when I hid my emotions because like I was afraid of being labeled, but I felt like that gave more power to society or the people around me that I kind of put at a higher level above me, and honestly, screw that type of thinking and energy. At the end of the day, it's you, right? It's only you, and there's this, they were kind of like a mentor to me, and the one thing they said is that no one in your life is going to save you. Not God, not, and I know, big way, right? Not God, not doctors, not the medical field, not the government, and in a way, not your family too. The only thing that can save you is literally yourself. So when you push all that away and realize I need to help me first, and if that requires me to be a bit more emotional, or if that requires me to set boundaries that are healthy, then that's okay. And I don't have to like be this macho performative guy. Like you've heard like the matcha performing dude on TikTok, Instagram, but you also don't have to play this strong masculine performative dude. That is a role that will eventually get to you. Maybe in your younger 20s or even as a teenager, you might feel invincible, but yeah, man, you're gonna drain out, and before that burnout happens, just touch base with like what really matters, and it's yourself, and find a way to put yourself first.
Facts.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good answer too. So you did talk about like family relationships and significant others before. So how has your relationships been impacted by mental health struggles?
Yeah, I think I was like kind of trashing on family at first initially, but I love them, and I also like see their journey to this country. So I have like a lot of admiration and respect, and everything that I have right now, the creative field that I get to like pursue as well is because of them. So in a way, I am grateful. I'll never kind of like not take care of them or leave them behind in the past. That's not what I'm saying with like when I talk crap about, you know, like the reason like behind poor mental health is your family. That is not what the fingers point to. It's more towards about I need to find a way to help them too, with their mental health precisely. And there's just so much that they've caught up that it's hard to like have that conversation. But because I've understood my mental health, and I'm 26, I've seen a bit of life now. I love talking about age.
Who called you old?
I'm like the oldest in like both sides of my family, so a lot of my younger cousins essentially call me Unk, and I am Unk status now.
Oh.
It's kind of sad.
It's okay, I'm grandma status.
Grandma status is crazy. Do you have like nieces and nephews? Is that
what kids? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That is concerning. No, I'm kidding. It's not that concerning.
Gotta love brown households or family trees.
I have that idea that I had the thing I was going to talk about. Oh yeah. So I thought I was talking about age. Seeing a bit of my own mental health journey and everything that has affected me, and shout out AI, because sometimes I do be asking questions about like, why does this happen? Why do I feel, and you know, it's completely normal. Through that education, I figured, I've also understood what my parents have gone through. So I was able to place their life experiences, and
like more empathy towards
yes, yes, and I've kind of like became more empathetic, and realized that yeah, man, they've gone through stuff, and they don't know how to label it, they don't know how to talk about it, and it's very important to kind of like be nicer to them. And I'm gonna bring up age again. They're also living whatever age they may be at. They're also living life for the first time.
That's true.
So I've just found a way to work with the solution rather than create more problems. And eventually, like, I think there will be a safe time when we can both like exchange ideas, and I can tell them, hey, so the reason why you do this is because of this. Do you want to talk about it? And they might not say yes the first time, but that's what family is, right? You have to stick around until things are good to go.
Do you think there would be a day where you guys would be like comfortable with talking about mental health?
Yeah. Like, I still don't know what those waters look like, so I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and be like, yeah, totally. I'm probably gonna be really scared, and then my jaws are probably gonna lock up, and I'm gonna be red all around my neck. But that will happen, and I'll tell them, like, I know you're very stressed out, or you're very upset about something, and this is how you react every time. They might walk away. I think a lot of something that's been normalized in South Asian households is like being nonverbal when things are tough.
The silent treatment.
The
is
silent
so
treatment.
normal.
Yeah. And it takes a toll on you when you grow up with that. So addressing that, and I think the other route that I would really look into is like family therapy. Yeah, me and my mom, when I was in grade 8 or grade 9, we did this like experimental group study, and it turned out to be like family therapy sessions. We were getting gift cards, so we signed up. Right? And mom was like, "Hey, free gift cards, let's go." I'm like, "Fine." But it turned out to be like family therapy, and in that, we had a therapist who would give us activities and who would talk about our answers or reactions, and then they would put us in separate rooms, converse with us separately. And I think it was like a 4 or 5 week program, and then end of those 5 weeks, they kind of we went once a week, so like we came back by end of that whole session, and then they told us like what we're like dealing with or struggling with, and it was just communication at the end of it. And I liked that structure, and there was no stigma around it, because like we thought we were getting a gift card, so we went there for fun. But I walked out lighter, and I know my mom did too. She was really happy with that whole experience. So I think when I have the money and when I have the time, maybe before something major happens in my life, I would probably suggest family therapy with my parents. And I'd be very chill about it. I'd be like, you know what, we've lived so long. Let's celebrate life and our relationship and our bond by going here. And nothing's bad gonna happen. It should be only good. And you guys can like leave whenever you want to leave, right? There's no pressure to it.
Yeah, that's a solid like suggestion. Yeah. And in what ways do you think men can support each other better with mental health?
How men can support other men.
Yeah. He's like, shit. No.
Yeah,
What do we?
Yeah. I'm like smiling because it's very simple. And the reason why it's so simple is because just go play ball, right? Find something that you're both passionate about. So if it's cars, if it's cameras like photography, videography, if it's music, if it's traveling, find that one buddy or buddies, and just build that space, build that activity, build that routine, and you'd be surprised how long or far that can go. And that support system is sometimes all you need, because there are days when you don't want to talk about, or you won't even know how to talk about it. But if you have a routine, a safe space with your guys, whether it's just playing golf or grabbing a drink, you can rely on that. And when you feel ready, you'll talk about it. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. And the next question is, how can communities create environments where men can feel safe?
How can communities build what? Spaces? Safe spaces?
Yeah, safe spaces, yeah.
Okay. Yo, split up the chores now. I don't know. It's just I feel like men have to do a lot to work on ourselves. In terms of like what the societal norms are for us, and there's a lot of like acknowledging like the sexism, the constant like privileges that we have that we fail to recognize. Like I think those would be the first 2 steps that would be from our side. And when you do see men vocal about that, encourage that, build it. And I always believe in like, I don't believe in equality, I believe in equity. So when men are kind of like leveling out the field by themselves, support them, direct them, and let's build a society where, where everyone can feel safe. And that's when you'll see equity or equality. So what I'm trying to say is, when equity is practiced, equality will find a way to depict itself.
Facts.
Yeah.
And how do you hope the conversation around men's mental health will change in the next few years?
I think it's changed a lot drastically compared to like 10 years ago. And it'll still do. And like there is like some progression, like linear progression, I'd say. But to kind of like make it exponential and expedite the whole process, I'd say start talking about mental health for men as young as like elementary school. Kind of like teach kids that, you know, if you ever see your dad in this light, it's because of so and so, and it's not your fault. And you should primarily focus on doing this. So that your dad or your parent or the adult that you look up to, your guardian, if this is how you behave, you won't get this reaction. So teaching, like schools have the power to really shape that. So I think it's important. And we would need leaders like yourself, your organizations like yourself to come out and like create those pamphlets or like reach out to the school boards and be like, add this to your curriculum. That can go a long way.
Yeah, that's true. And last question. What would you say to someone who believes men should tough it out instead of seeking help?
Instead of seeking help. I mean, that's pretty coward, right? Like the reason why, if you see someone struggling, right? I'm not even gonna say mental health. Let's just say you're walking down the street. You both need to get to that building because that building there's a hospital there. Your legs are fine, you're walking, but you see another dude with a broken leg and he's walking much slower. Are you gonna just walk past him, or are you gonna like lift him up and like at least take him there? So it's simple as that. Like, you just have to step up the game, and if you see someone upset, if you see someone sad, just go up and talk to them. Like, you know, so one conversation can go a long way, and you don't have to be an asshole. That's the other thing. And in this society and in these times, I get it. We are in a recession. Just don't be an asshole. Just everyone's going through something. Put a smile on and kind of like go about your day. And if you see someone, smile, move on. But don't be a prick, don't be rude, because those little things can be the end for someone else, right?
Yeah, like the smallest little like negative act could throw someone else off.
Yeah.
And kindness day just passed, so do some acts of kindness, guys.
Yeah. It always comes back. If you are nice, every nice act that you have will come back. I truly believe in good deeds. Good
karma, yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, there you have it. That does conclude our last... Why did I say last episode? That concludes our episode with Zaid here talking about men's mental health. And follow us on all our socials at Uyyarvu, and as well as our podcast team, which will be linked below.
That's literally me. Okay. Yeah,
it is him and Zain and Sanjay. So, yeah, follow them as well. And bye, guys.